Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to make a plastic bag dispenser in the shape of a mushroom. My plan for this project is to crochet in the round. I'm going to start at the bottom with a hole. I'm going to work in the round up the stem, and then I'll come out for the gills, and then we'll do a tapered top and have some ties at the top. That's the plan. I'm gonna be using my hand-dyed yarn for this. I haven't quite picked the color yet. Before we jump in though, let's talk about what you'll need for this project. You're gonna need a crochet hook for this. I'm using a 4.5mm hook. You'll also need some stitch markers. If you don't have any stitch markers, you can use a short piece of yarn. It works the same. You'll also need some scissors, and of course, you're going to need some yarn. We dyed this yarn together in a previous video with food coloring. I am going to try and incorporate some of these colors into the mushroom. So gather your supplies, and let's get started. For the base of the mushroom, I am going to be using a creamy white yarn and this mottled green and yellow and red yarn. I think they'll mix together really well. I'm gonna begin with a slip knot. Now I'm gonna chain 30. 1, 2, 3, 28, 29, and 30. Now I'm gonna make sure that the chain is not twisted at all, and I am going to join the chain around to create a circle. So I'm going to insert the hook into the first stitch that we did, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through both loops, just like that. Now that we've got the round joined, I'm going to begin with a double crochet into the big hole. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to put the hook into that big hole, then I'll take up a loop, then I'll yarn over and pull through 2 loops. There's 2 loops left on the hook, and then I'll yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. And there is 1 double crochet. So that chain 2 is going to behave as a double crochet. Other than the chain 2, we're going to do 29 more double crochets. So we just did 1, we're gonna do 28 more double crochets into that big hole that we made from our chain 30. In the end, that means we're going to have 30 double crochets in that same hole. And as you can see, I'm double crocheting over the tails from the original chain 30, so that way we don't have any ends to weave in at the end. Oh yeah? She's trying.
Love you.
Love you. All right, we've made it to the 30 double crochets in that round. Now I'm gonna join the round by connecting at the top of the chain 2 from the beginning of the round. So I'm just gonna insert the hook into there, yarn over and pull a loop through, and then I'm gonna pull that same loop through the last loop on the hook. And now I'm gonna chain 2 again. And what we're gonna do for this next row, round 2, we're going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch around. So we'll start right at the base of that chain 2. Now there's 2 double crochets coming out of that 1 stitch. And now we're going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch around. At the end of the round, I'm going to join again with a slip stitch at the top of the chain 2. And here I am at the last stitch of the round. Just going to do a double crochet in there, and then I'm going to slip stitch to connect the round. And for round 3, I'm going to start with a chain 2 again, 1 and 2. And now for rounds 3, 4, and 5, we are just going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So we're not doing any increases or anything. We're just going to 1 double crochet stitch in each stitch around and slip stitch to join the round, beginning each round with a chain 2. So that's rounds 3, 4, and 5. So I'm just going to zoom through this part because it's a fairly simple repeat, and I will see you back here at the end of round number 5. If you're liking the video so far, don't forget to click the like button. And if you're new, subscribe. I put out new videos every week, and I live stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 a.m. Eastern until noon. See you there. And here I am at the end of round number 5. I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the round to join. And you can see now, let me zoom you out. You can see now the bottom has begun to curve into sort of a bowl shape, which is great because that's what we're looking for the bottom of the mushroom. And now we need to taper that back in because right now we're working on the stem of the mushroom. So we're gonna taper it back in now. In order to do that, we're going to start again with a chain of 2. Then we are going to double crochet in the first stitch like we normally do. And then in the second stitch, I'm going to just yarn over, pull up a loop, and then I'm going to put the hook into the next stitch and pull up another loop. And then I am going to pull through 3 loops that are on the hook, yarn over and pull through 3 of them, and then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. That's called double crochet 2 together. Let me show you again. Yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch and pull up a loop. Insert the hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 3 of the loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2. Double crochet 2 together. In the next stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet. Now in the next stitch, we're going to double crochet 2 together. In the next stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet. And then in the next, double crochet 2 together. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around. 1 double crochet in 1 stitch, double crochet 2 together for the next 2 stitches. Double crochet in 1 stitch, double crochet 2 together in the next 2 stitches. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around. When I get to the end of the round, I'll connect with a slip stitch at the top of the chain 2. And here we are at the end of round number 6. You can see it's tapered back in. And now, all the way up till round number 10, we're going to just double crochet around again. So I'm going to start round 7 with a chain 2, and then I'm going to double crochet around for round 7, 8, 9, and 10. This has nothing interesting going on in it, just a double crochet around, so I'm going to zoom through this part, and I will meet you at the end of round number 10, where it's going to be time to do something a little different. Okay, here I am at the end of round number 10. What I'm going to do to connect my round now, though, instead of using both strands of yarn, I am going to drop the white yarn, and I'm going to pick up a brown yarn. I've got this nice warm browns and reds and greens, and I'm going to pick that one up, and I'm going to complete the round with the slip stitch, but with the slip stitch with the new color as well. What I want to do is continue here with the brown yarn. So I'm going to start this round just with a chain 1, not a chain 2. And then we're going to do 1 round in these 2 colors, but we're going to do a round of half double crochets. Half double crochet is when you yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, and then pull through all of the loops that are on the hook. That is a half double crochet, and we are going to just half double crochet around with these 2 strands for round number 11. And here I am at the end of round number 11. I am going to get rid of the color we used for the body portion here. I'm going to just trim that down. And we're going to add in a new color at this point. I've decided I want to go with sort of a red-brown for the gills. So I've got this red and brown, and we're mixing it in with the other brown and green. And now to finish the round, I'm going to connect with a slip stitch at the top of that chain 1 we started the round with, but I'm going to incorporate the new yarn as well. Now I'm going to begin round 12 with a chain of 2. And then I'm going to double crochet into the base of the chain 2. It'll be a little bit snug just because of that last round being half double instead of double. And then I'm going to double crochet in the next stitch. In the next stitch, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And now in the next 2 stitches, I'm going to do 1 double crochet in each. 1 and 2. And now in the next stitch, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And in the next 2 stitches, I'm going to do 1 double crochet in each. And I'm going to repeat this all the way around this round number 12. Also, I'm still double crocheting over the tails from the previous yarns. So I'm going to zoom through this, repeating 2 double crochet in 1 stitch, 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of round 12. Alright, I'm finishing round 12, joining with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 2. And now you can see we've got the second part of the mushroom started. So this portion is going to be the gills of the mushroom. We're now working out to create that sort of mushroom shape. So for round number 13, we're going to begin with a double crochet into the base of the chain 3. Did I say chain 3? I meant chain 2. Anyway, next what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet in every double crochet stitch. But eventually you're going to come to where you put 2 double crochets in the previous row. We're going to put 2 double crochets in that space. So that's going to continue our increase. So we're going to double crochet into the first few stitches until we hit our increase from the row before. So here's my first increase from the previous round. In this stitch, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. There's 1, and there's 2. Now I'll double crochet into the next few stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And now I'm at another one of those increase stitches, so I'm going to put 2 double crochets into that stitch. 1 and 2. And I'm going to repeat this all the way around. The repeat is going to be double crochet 1 time into the first 3 stitches, then double crochet 2 times in the next stitch, then double crochet 1 time in each of the next 3 stitches, then double crochet 2 times in the next stitch. You should be putting 2 double crochets into each of the increased stitches from the previous row all the way around. At the end of round 13, join with a slip stitch. Alright, and here I am at the end of round number 13. I'm going to join again with a slip stitch, chain 2 to begin round 14, and I'm going to start the round with a double crochet in the base of that chain 2. And now I'm going to do the same thing I did for the previous row. So I am going to double crochet until I reach an increase stitch. And an increase stitch is any time you see 2 double crochets coming out of 1 space. So I'm going to double crochet until I reach an increase stitch. And when I hit that increase stitch, I'm going to do 2 double crochets in that space. So here I am at my first increase. I'm going to do 2 double crochets in here, 1 and 2. And then I'm going to double crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. And then I will do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And then I'll double crochet into the next 4 stitches. And then I'll do 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And I'm going to repeat that around for round 14. And I will meet you back here when I get to the end of round number 14.
Hi, this is me, chain over 3, chain with the rule and the yarn over and the tighten in the circle.
I'm going to put that in the video.
Jump around.
Yeah?
Do a little twirl.
Jump up, and jump down.
Turn around.
All right, I'm coming up here to the end of row number 14, and I am actually going to disconnect the red orange at this point, and I am going to transfer in with this green and red. It's this bright sort of magical forest color, and I want that to be the color we're working into for the top of this mushroom bag. So first, I'm going to join the round with the new yarn included. Next, I'm going to begin round 15 with a chain 2. And then I am going to half double crochet around for this round. No increases here, just half double crochets in each stitch around. This is our transitional point from the gills to the cap of the mushroom. All right, here I am at the end of round number 15. You can really start to see the mushroom shape now. We need to create the top, the cap of the mushroom, but you can see we've got the stem, we've got the gills, we've got the space for the bags to come out of, and now we're gonna work up the cap. So we're gonna finish round number 15 with our half double crochets, and then I'm going to slip stitch to join the round, but I'm going to drop one of the yarn colors. I'm gonna keep this dark green and red combo, but the other color, the browns and reds, I'm going to disconnect that piece, and instead we're going to bring in this blue and green turquoise. I think that'll be a really cool top cover color for this mushroom. We're gonna join the round with a slip stitch with the new yarn incorporated. We're gonna begin round 16 with a chain of 2. Then I'm going to put a double crochet into the base of that chain 2. It might be a little bit snug just because of those half double crochets from the last round. And now I am going to put 1 double crochet into each stitch around. For round 16, 17, and 18, we're just going to double crochet around with no increases, nothing special, nothing fancy, just basic double crochets around for the next 3 rounds. I am just going to zip through this part and double crochet around for my 3 rounds, and I will meet you back here when we're getting ready to start round number 19. Okay, here I am coming up to the end of round number 18. I'm gonna join the round with a slip stitch, and then I'm gonna chain 2. And I'm just gonna show you now, you can see that mushroom shape more clearly now. This is going to curve up like that. Oh, it's so cute. This is gonna be so cute. We're on round number 19 now. For round number 19, we're gonna begin with a double crochet in the base of the chain 2. Then we're gonna double crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Next, we're going to double crochet 2 together. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Now we're going to double crochet normally into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in this next stitch, we're going to double crochet 2 together. 1, 2, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I'm going to double crochet into the next 4 stitches, and then I'm going to double crochet 2 together. I'm going to complete this repeat all the way around round number 19. I'll meet you when I get back to the end of the round. All right, and there I am at the end of round number 19. For round number 20, I'm going to start with a chain 2. I'm going to double crochet into the base of that chain 2. And then I'm just going to double crochet 1 time in each stitch around. So no decreases in this row, just 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So I will meet you back here when you get to the end of round 20. All right, and here I am at the end of round number 20. I'm just going to connect the round with a slip stitch, and then to begin round 21, I'm going to chain 2. For round number 21, we're going to do another round of decreases. This time though, we're going to only have 3 double crochets in between each decrease. So we're going to start with a double crochet at the base of the chain 2, 1, and then double crochet into the next stitch, 2, and then we'll double crochet into the next stitch, 3. Now in this next stitch, we're going to double crochet 2 together. So there's 1, there's 2, and we'll complete a double crochet. Now I'm going to double crochet into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. And now I'm going to double crochet 2 together for the next stitch. And then I'm going to double crochet into the next 3 stitches, and after that I'm going to double crochet 2 together for the next stitch. I'm going to repeat this over and over again all the way around for the entirety of round number 21. And here's what it's looking like at the end of round 21. And now for round 22, we're going to just double crochet around. So I'm going to start with a chain 2, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet stitch in each stitch all the way around. All right, here I am at the end of row number 22. I keep saying row, I mean round. I'm at the end of round number 22, which was just double crochet around, and I am going to link up my round with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to start round number 23 with a chain of 2 like we've been doing. And I'm going to start the round with a double crochet into the base of the chain 2. So last time we had 3 double crochets between each decrease. Now we're going to have 2 double crochets between each decrease. That was the first one, 1, and then 2. And now we're going to double crochet 2 together. And then we're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. And then we're going to double crochet 2 together. And then we'll double crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1, there's 2. And then in the next one, we will double crochet 2 together. And I am going to repeat that all the way around for round number 23. For round number 24, I'm going to begin with a chain 2, and then I'm going to put 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. No decreases on this round. At the end of the round, I'm going to join the round with a slip stitch, and then begin round number 25 with a chain 2. I'm going to zoom through this because there's nothing super fancy or special about this round, and I'll meet you there. Look how cute this is. Oh my god. So now to finish this top off, we need to create something that can work as a drawstring, because this will get all filled up with plastic bags, but we want this part to be able to be opened and closed. So I'm going to create a row with some eyelets in it, or a round rather. I'm going to begin round number 25 with a chain of 2. And then I'm going to put a double crochet into the first stitch of the round. Then I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, and then I'm going to double crochet into the next stitch. So I've just done a double crochet, I'm going to chain 1, then I'm going to skip 1, and then I'm going to double crochet in the next stitch. And you can see that creates this little window, this little eyelet for us to weave a cable in between. Now I've done a double crochet, I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, and then I'll double crochet into the next stitch. Then I'll chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next stitch. And I am going to repeat that all the way around for round number 25. And here I am at the end of round number 25. I'm going to join the round with a slip stitch, chain 1, and now I am going to half double crochet in each stitch around, and this is going to contain those eyelets. So I'll be doing 1 stitch into the double crochets, and then 1 stitch into the chain stitch, 1 into the double crochet, and 1 into the chain stitch, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around. All right, here I am at the end of the round. I am just going to join my round with a slip stitch, and then guess what? We're actually done with the crochet portion, at least this crochet portion. So I'm going to join with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and I'll just cut my yarn there, and we're gonna weave in that end, and now we have to figure something out for a drawstring for this thing. Is this not the cutest thing in the world? Okay, I'm gonna get that end woven in, and now I'm gonna weave in this little tie. Ta-da! Oh God, this is the cutest! I'm obsessed with this. Okay, let me zoom you out so you can see it better. Look at this mushroom. Oh my God, this thing is so cute. Okay, I'm just gonna form it a little bit more just so that it's even more mushroomy. Oh my God, look at this. For holding your garbage bags, are you kidding? Is that not the cutest? You can hang this like in your kitchen and it'll be like a cute little garbage bag dispenser. Oh my gosh, I was planning on putting this underneath our sink, like where we usually keep these garbage bags, but this is too cute. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to hang it up because it's just too adorable. I can't hide this under the sink. Look at this adorable mushroom. What do you think? This is now my favorite kitchen thing. I didn't know I was going to be so totally obsessed with this adorable little mushroom. You see, we've got the gills for the underside in that orange and brown. We did a little bit of a curve here in the transition green shade, and then we transitioned into this sort of cute blue and green top, which I think is so cute and whimsical. And then the stump of the mushroom is this creamy color. So a little garbage bag dispenser that looks like a toadstool, a little mushroom. Imagine you could make a bunch of these of different colors. You could add embroidery on top of this. That was what I was thinking of doing originally, was adding lines on the gills, but I think this looks very obviously mushroomy, so I don't think it needs to be marked on the gills as well. What do you think? Oh my goodness, I'm kind of obsessed with this. It's so fun. And you can see we've got that nice round underside. Doing perfect. The hole for the bags to come out, it's more than big enough for you to get your hand in to put bags in and take them out. We also have that drawstring at the top, which is perfect for opening up and adding bags or taking bags out. Both sides you can access. Kind of looks like a lampshade when it's not tightened, don't you think? I think this would be the cutest addition to any whimsical kitchen. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments down below what you think of this and if you're gonna make one for yourself. And also, I just wanna shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on Patreon this month. Here is the list of patrons supporting me. You guys rock. And if you want to join my Patreon and get early access to my videos, as well as join our private Discord server and lots of other cool stuff too, check out the links in the description of this video. Anyway, friends, that is all that I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope you'll make one of these too. See you next week. Bye!